up, people? It's another episode of the Giants Guys. And once again, I like back-to-back weeks. I'm in an absolutely fantastic mood because the New York Giants beat the Ravens this past weekend. I don't know how better it can get. So thanks for tuning in, stopping out, hanging with us, the boys. I got a couple guys in the back I'm going to bring on. Giants Guys, of course, is brought to you by Astro Flav, which is a new age supplement company that you need to try if you are a gym rat, or maybe you love the workout. You're looking to take your training to the next level. They've got anything from testosterone to amino acids to collagen to whey shakes and back. You really should give it a shot, give it a try. We love it. 5 locations in Jersey. You cannot buy it in the big box store. And, of course, 10% off if you use the code NYGiantsRush. So it's a supplement that you need. I use it, by the way, as a meal replacement, and it's pretty kick-ass. And I'm down about 7 or 8 pounds. So it definitely works. Astroflave. Oh, by the way, do your old man a favor and follow them. Oh, look, in the background right now, in the green room, Spartan's actually flexing in the background because he's an Astroflave lover too. Follow them on Twitter for me, you guys. Just go there, Astroflave, and hit the follow button. See what they're up to. Let me bring the guys in here. I got Zane. Wow. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, fellas? How we doing today?
We are grand, my friend. We are grand. I don't know how much better we could get right now, right?
Oh, I do. Absolutely.
You do? Yeah. Well, you're feeling it could get better right now?
Yeah, Super Bowl, bro. What you mean?
Oh, I meant at the 5th week of the season. 5th week of the season, like right now. 6th week, yes.
Yeah. No, man. I mean that it's kind of like the obsession, right? We should have won that Dallas game, but what can you do? It is what it is, right? You know, beggars can't be choosers. I should just
all good things come to those who wait.
Yeah, and another loss will come, and we just got to be able to like, that's okay. You know, I feel like we're expediting the roller coaster, so I'm not complaining.
Yep. Let's get Spartan in here because you know he's definitely got a lot to be happy for.
Spartan. That's right. I got a lot to be happy for. Astro Flav is making me jacked. All right, that's number one. But way more importantly, my beloved New York Giants, they're a winning team. In fact, they're one of the most winning teams in the NFL.
Yes,
5-1.
For those who don't know, Spartan Mike is jacked, bro. He's like 6'10", big as hell.
Actually, you really want to know the truth, I will say I had beers with Spartan Mike, and when he stands up, he is a very tall human being.
He's got to be at least realistically, you got to be at least 6'3", 6'4". It might be.
That's right. When the Giants got injury stricken last year, I did get a phone call, ladies and gentlemen. They're just like, hey, if you're in the stands, just be ready. We might need a long snapper or something.
There we go.
And it was rough last year. They were dropping like flies, but not this year because you know why? We were saying a little bit, Zane, before we turned the cameras on. You know what's super cool? Everybody's buying in and everybody's having fun. And that's what's really cool.
Quick tidbit. We've talked about this, right? Winning cures so many ailments, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yes, it does. Well, let's start off the show, gentlemen, and thanks for hanging out. I'm glad I see you guys piling in the room already. So thanks for jumping aboard. Let's start off with this. It's kind of like a little bit of a new segment. I like to call it Top 10 Things You Don't Know About Your 2022 Giants. Okay. I'm going to read you off my top 10. Okay. So let's strap it in, buckle up.
Is this like trivia? Do me and Spartan get to guess answers? Or
no, you know what? I'm just gonna read you a quick top 10 list, and then I'll let you comment.
Okay.
All right. Number 1, Daniel Jones has 4 game-winning drives this season, and he leads the NFL. Number 2, something you may not know about your 22 Giants. Thibodeau has 8 QB pressures over 2 weeks, leads all rookies in the NFL. Number 3, things that you don't know about your 22 Giants. They have now beaten both the number 1 seeds from last year's playoffs, the Titans and the Packers, in case you're paying attention to who they're beating and who they aren't. Number 4, things that you might not know about your 22 Giants. They have now beaten the 2019, the 2020, and the 2021 NFL MVP. That would be Lamar Jackson and a back-to-back Aaron Rodgers. Number 5, the Giants have beaten the Ravens and Lamar Jackson, which now is his first loss to an NFC team of all time. The Cat's been in the league for 4 years, and he's never lost to an NFC team. Pretty cool, right? Number 6, the Giants are the first team. Ready for this one? All right. This is actually kind of like a David Letterman where in the middle of the pack, you get the most powerful one. The Giants are the first team this century, okay? The first team this century to overcome double-digit second-half deficits in 3 of their first 6 games. How amazing is that? I mean, think about it. The first team this century to do it. The team is definitely headed in the right direction. All right, number 7. Through 6 games, Andrew Thomas has not let up a sack. So the guy that you guys were ready to push out the door, the guy that got Colombo fired, and they were redoing his technique and changing everything. This cat has settled down. If I'm not mistaken, the line coach is Bobby Johnson. Has figured out how to unlock the big dog, and he is absolutely crushing it. Number 8 is a back-to-back Andrew Thomas tidbit. Andrew Thomas is the only lineman in the NFL with 80-plus pass and run blocking grades this season. So you could say he looks great in the pass game. Well, I hate to tell you, he also looks good in the run game too. He is the only lineman.
First
all
team.
pro. If he doesn't get all pro this year, is there something's off? Something's wrong.
That'll be BS.
Yeah.
No chance. He's all
exactly.
pro.
Number 9, the Giants, I wrote the G-Men, are second in the NFL in second half points with 14.5 points per game.
Who's outscoring us?
What's that?
Who's outscoring us?
It's funny.
Is it Philly?
I was so excited.
Philly's a first half team. That's going to make that matchup really interesting.
Yeah. And Zane, it's funny you say that. I was so excited to find the stat that they were number 2. I didn't even look who number 1 was.
That's fair enough. That's fair.
I was just so jacked that they actually were in that category of.
I thought they were close to, if not number 1. So that's good to see where we're top of the league, right? 2 is right there.
Oh, yeah.
And then the last one is not as impactful as some of the other ones, but you should know that Evan Neal, rookie offensive tackle, has given up 0 sacks. So you're left and right
since week 3, right? Since the Dallas game?
No, he didn't get credited with that sack.
The Dallas got torched. What are you talking about? Who got credited with sacks?
They did not give him that sack.
What was the analysis on that one?
It was PFF. They gave it to someone else.
He through a certain week they had him he's credited for like 4 or 5 sacks this season. That one's off. That last one's off.
Well, we will look it up.
Okay. He hasn't given up a sack in like 2 or 3 games. That's for sure.
We will definitely look it up because I thought it was from game 3. Right, I thought it was from the 3rd game on the last 3 games, but we're gonna look that last one up. Either way,
that's what I'm saying. What you're saying, he's given up 0 in the last 3.
Yeah, last 3 games.
Oh,
that's the way I read it. What I saw today said no sacks, but I thought that he had given up a sack earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Then I looked it up and I saw that the first sack that he gave up was given to someone else, so it wasn't 3 sacks; it was 2 sacks, and then I still thought he had given up a sack. So we're going to look up that last one to make sure. But I will tell you that even if it's wrong, that is, 10, and I've given you the same thing last week. I gave you a completely different 10 from last week. There are literally 10 new items to talk about every week, guys. It is something that's really cool because we're normally bitching at this point in the season, and we're like 2 weeks away from the season.
Out of it at this point. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
those 1-5, 2-4, you're kind of already out at that point. 1-5.
Exactly. Last bit of housekeeping, gentlemen, is So our good friend Crypto Freeze, okay, if you're out there on Twitter, follow him. He donated a big stack of money for us to give away some Rush swag. I can't even believe that we have followers that are that cool that would do that for us. So tonight, guys, I want you to keep looking in the chat and so forth and see what's going on. I want to, and I see Mark, I see Jake, I see all you guys. I see what's up, Brian. I see Tuto. I see Sarah. I see a bunch of you guys jumping in here. Whoever gives me the best question and you guys believe it's actually a really legit good question, just ding me on it, and we're going to send those guys a Rush hoodie or a Rush t-shirt, compliments of Crypto Freeze, and you guys should go out there on Twitter and follow him because he didn't have to do it. And it's super cool that people want to not only support us, but also give back to the rest of the followers. So
he's a great follow. Shoot his ad, type his ad up or something. He's
definitely follow him.
Yeah. Follow Crypto for us. His icon is it's like a boxer wearing like Giants blue. So yes, win a Rush t-shirt or maybe even a hoodie because I just ordered those guys. All right, guys, let's get into it. Last couple of weeks.
Before we do a quick thing.
Yeah, go.
PFF has him with 5 sacks for the season.
They did give him credit 5?
Yeah, they got him 5. Glowinski's at 1. Feliciano's at 2. Brederson is at 0. And Thomas is at 0. Ben Brederson, by the way, last 3 weeks have been phenomenal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he's getting pretty comfortable.
It's coming together. Believe it or not, it's slowly coming together.
And you have
I don't like to give credit to these Michigan cats, but I mean, he's doing good.
Well, is he a Michigan boy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's UM.
Remember this too. You got Izudu and Lemieux that will be ready to play too. So it's just going to get better. All right. So if you have a really good question, guys, keep an eye on anybody who's dropping questions into into the comment section. Let's get into it, guys. This is the section that I always like to call rant and rave. Zane, give me something that you just want to crow about, something that you want to pound your chest about, and then give me something maybe, and it doesn't have to be a player. It could be a coach. It could be like last week, 2 weeks ago, I complained about the turf. You know what I mean? Yeah. So give me one thing you want to rant and rave about.
Something I'm going to rave about is the fact that right now we're just the comeback kids. You're just never out of it. Talk about adjustments. We always talk about Bill Belichick being one of the greatest coaches to ever make adjustments, and that's why the Patriots keep winning, right? Knows how to go in the locker room, make said adjustment. Mike Tomlin, another long time, going to be a Hall of Famer type coach. Always make it a great sign of a coach is the one who can adjust in game, not the one who goes and sees film and is like, oh, we should have did that. Oh, we probably should have did that. They're making in-game and it's not just Dave's. Credit to Mike Kafka flying under the radar. He's been so good. Wink Martindale picking and choosing his spots very smartly when sending pressure. He blitzed Lamar Jackson 69% of the time. 69. It was either 64.9 or 69 point something. Unreal amount, but he picked his spots and how he sent the blitzes. All making these adjustments. Shout out to Brian. We're going to get Spartan there, man. But shout out to the coaching staff's ability to make adjustments. That's what I want to rave about right now. 6 weeks in, we've seen multiple adjustments. Even against Dallas, you didn't win, but you saw the adjustment taking place in the second half. So that's what I'm raving about is the fact that the coaching staff is doing in-game adjustments, as are players. Not just them. They're putting the players in position. But when you hear the players talking now, the players are giving you play-by-plays. What was I doing in the third quarter? How did I change it in the fourth quarter? So, shout out to the whole squad.
Yeah, and it's funny. You're raving about the coaching staff, and you said, and Kafka's flying under the radar. I'm like, yeah, I don't think that cat's flying under the radar anymore.
People know. People are gonna know. People know who these guys are right now.
So what are your that's all positive stuff.
Yeah.
You got
I got a big non-positive, which is a weekly problem. Where the hell's the run defense? Doesn't even exist.
Okay.
Doesn't even exist. We have given up the second or third most yards on the ground in the NFL. That will catch up to you. I'm sorry. Great story, 5-1. We've overcome it, sure. This is why we lost the Dallas game. Couldn't stop the run. That was part of the reason you lost the Dallas game. You're 5-1. Your potential 6-0 adjustments, you couldn't stop the run. So Tate Crowder was god awful, and as good as Jalen Smith has been as an ejection, he was pretty bad this past week too. They only went with one inside linebacker, by the way. So Wink played the big nickel and all that stuff. So you didn't see a lot of traditional inside linebacker between Crowder and Smith. But when both were on the field, it was bad, man. It was bad.
Yeah, it definitely is noticeable. Like, McFadden seems like he's a little bit slow on the uptake, you know what I mean? And they're using him like more of a 2-down linebacker, Jalen Smith flying around. But when you really need a play, I don't. Some guy said to me, "Oh, it's not a big deal. It's a passing league." I'm like, look, they're all important positions, or they wouldn't have them on the field. Okay, like they would just run 6 DBs. They take the linebackers out. You need a linebacker. Like 2 years ago when we had that top 10 defense because Blake came and shut it all down and, had 150 tackles. We went from, a 30th ranked defense, right, against the run to the 10th ranked defense against the run. Because when you shut the run down, everything else gets a lot easier.
Yep.
So it's a great point. Now, again, Leo is out, so that definitely hurt him. Ojulari's been out, so that hurts him.
So I'm going to say this too. When Leo played the first 3 weeks, we got torched. Leo's played the last 2 weeks, we've got torched. So the reason I'm not putting on the D-line is now with this attacking scheme, your D-line's not doing so much in the run. They're supposed to penetrate, and those gaps are supposed to be filled now by your linebackers. We're just not getting it done, unfortunately. You see Tate Crowder getting washed. He's very washed. The thing is, he's so inconsistent. He'll have a really good game. You're like, there he is. And then you're like, whoa, where the hell is he?
The funny thing is that, and Spartan, you can jump in here too, because I want to ask you in a minute. Like, here's the thing about Crowder. I find him not an NFL linebacker. He's a tweener, and then once in a while, he makes a big splash, and then he's on a highlight reel. But so down in, down out.
What do you got him as? You think he's a safety? He's a hybrid? What is he to you? What is
he's still a linebacker.
Yeah, I don't think he's quick enough to be a safety. I don't think he's quick enough to be a defensive back.
I don't mean position-wise. I mean he's not an NFL linebacker, starting NFL linebacker. He's a great backup special teamer, playing
or
the
sub
box.
Package guy, right?
Because he just can't. He catches tackles as they're running over him. He's terrible in coverage, and he takes the worst angles I've seen in a long time.
Jalen Smith last week, man, I saw him take an angle, and I was like, oh my God, where were your eyes? It was god awful.
Yep.
But again, collectively right now, that's a unit that's going to require an upgrade. We're getting by right now, but like you said, if it's a tie game and now, a big-time QB has the ball and all they need is a field goal, but you can't stop the run, that field goal is going to happen. You're not trying to stop a touchdown now, right? You're just trying to flip field position, whatever, or stop field position.
Yeah.
You're in a tougher position now.
And the Giants' opponents haven't really quite figured that out. I mean, I've noticed both with Green Bay and Baltimore, they stop with the run in the fourth quarter. Green Bay especially, they completely stopped doing that in the second half.
So, all right, Spartan, give it to me. Give me the rant. Give me the rave. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to give a shout out to Mikey Fresh, who used to be part of the Rush crew. He says 5-1, baby, and then he also throws in the Crowder as a backup. So awesome to have Mikey Fresh in the house. Always good to hear from him. And a couple other guys jumped in here, as we were talking. Mark Thompson, I see Mason. What's up, Mason? Thanks for coming in.
By the way, Sarah said at 8:08, hey guys, you know what I'm here for. Sarah, I know what you're here for. Craig,
I already flashed it once.
The hair. Now we got to announce it. We got to show us the hair. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
You're welcome, Sarah. Look at those luscious Italian locks.
Woo! All right.
Let it flow forward like a boy band style. Edward Scissorhands.
All right, let's get serious. Give me
Justin
the rant.
Timberfake.
Give me the rant. Give me the rave.
So I'll start with the rant then. I mean, the one thing that I would love to see the Giants doing moving forward, and I believe me, I am loving what Kafka is doing with the offense. They got the right system. They got the right scheme. They're putting Daniel Jones in great position to succeed. But I want to see them come out and play a little bit less conservatively in the first half. Early on in the game, it looked a little bit more like Jason Garrett's offense. I was a little disappointed with a couple minutes left that they didn't even really seem to care to try to get a drive going, and they punted it back to Baltimore, which I really don't want them to do. Fortunately, it worked out just fine for us, but come out and explode on all four cylinders on offense. Have a little bit of a game plan. Try to score early. I do, believe me, we're winning games, and I'm not going to complain about that. But I don't always want the Giants to be in that situation where they have to come back by 10 to 14 points because it's not always going to work. So that's my rant. Just offense, get some points on early. My rave? Look, Daniel Jones has been playing clean, crisp football, and he had an excellent game this past week, and he's been doing that this entire season. He's definitely thrown the team, the offense on his back in terms of he's making it work with wide receivers that are, a lot lesser than what other quarterbacks are dealing with. And it's been very impressive to see what he can do. And you quoted a stat earlier, Craig, that's extremely impressive. Because I said earlier in the season,
Which
Daniel
one?
Jones is going to have to do to prove himself this year. Stats, it's one thing. More importantly, show me what you're going to do with a couple minutes left in the game. Show me you could score that touchdown that's going to get the go-ahead points, right? Mahomes has plenty of games where he's inept for 3 quarters and then comes alive in that last quarter and makes the play where they win the game. That's what I want to see out of Jones. He's done that 4 times this year. And believe me, in a few of those games, he was not inept at all. He's playing excellent football.
You mean the stat Daniel Jones has 4 game-winning drives this season and leads the NFL?
Yep.
Yeah, there is no doubt. There is no doubt that we are seeing, you could call him a little bit of a game manager, but he's making the plays that are necessary. He's not making the mistakes he normally makes. Listen, guys, we all know that. I said last week when I did my top 10 to open up the show, he has one turnover, since the beginning of the year. Like he's throwing the ball away. He's not fumbling. He's sliding. Like his game is getting better, whether that's him maturity-wise in the maturation process, or it's Kafka, or it's Dable, whatever it is, you're seeing a different quarterback. And if everyone thought, and there was a lot of people out there like, oh, he's got to do 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns, those things were never going to happen, especially now, guys, that we're playing with Sills and we're playing with Johnson and we're playing with, Wandell's back, which is great. But again, it's a little limited.
Great debut for that kid.
Yes, great debut. So it's a little bit limited. But, I mean, if you're not just a flat-out hater, you got to respect what Jones is doing. You just have to. You know what I mean? Because he's winning games. He's making the throws that are necessary and the plays with his legs and his arms. And, I had someone say to me, he's still a one-read quarterback. I'm like, watch the game. You can see him literally reading the defense.
I'm not a Jones homer. I never have been. I've said that numerous times here. One of my main concerns or issues, one-read quarterback. He's been moving off all of his reads. Yep. Absolutely.
Those routes make way more sense for receivers.
Does he still stick to maybe the hot route sometimes? Yeah, which is fine. I'm not going to kill him for that. But there's no coincidence that all of a sudden the guy has an actual pocket and some blocking and he's not freaking out every 2 seconds on the one read to get rid of the ball.
Yeah.
Could it just be a little bit of now, hey, trust our guys, we got you, and they actually have you. They actually are going out there. Do you know how many times I saw a clean horseshoe and I was like, look at that. Look at that. And he stood there and he delivered and they're like, look, it could be that easy.
Hey, he's also looking good under pressure. These D tackles will get a hand right in his face, and he's still looking downfield.
Now he has enough time, right? They're getting there, but just not as quick.
Yeah.
So
no, you're completely right. I was just saying, he's doing good in both. You're right. Thank God the horseshoe's there.
And following up, as Craig said, right? What was it, 4 game-winning drives or 3 game-winning and 4 comebacks? Whatever it is, there's a 3 and a 4, right?
Yeah, 4 game-winning drives leads the NFL.
And 3 fourth-quarter comebacks, right? So there you go. He's out here killing it. And then on top of that, there's more metrics just to help you, right? So CPOE is a big one, completion percentage over expectancy. The last 3 weeks, Daniel Jones is number 1.
Yep.
His QBR the last 3 weeks is top.
I love it. I'm not a QBR guy, but I love it.
Everything within context. Even I say every statistic is within context.
Yep.
You go look at week 1 to 3, and I put a tweet out. It's gotten better every week. Now he's consistently for 3 straight weeks. He's been top 5. That shows incremental right direction. I'm not in love with it. I'm not gonna say, oh, well, he's here. We don't know, but we're at least going in the right direction with this guy, which is gonna make a hard decision at the end of the season if he continues this way.
couple things let's throw out here just because we got tons of people like popping in the rooms. I want to make sure I say what's up to Mason, Real Cold. My man Brad is in the room, who actually is part of the Rush family tailgate. He's on the bus with me every single Sunday to the game. So good to see Brad in here. Thanks for hanging out and supporting. But what I'm going to throw up here, guys, is something, and I didn't really have anything like in the notes on this. Two things. One is Mark Thompson has so far the question of the night. I'm going to put it up here. We don't have to dissect it, but I'm going to throw it up here. All right, and I'll just read it. Top QBs are 40 to 50 million. Next tier, Cousins, Goff, Tannehill are at 30. All the rest are under 15 mil. If DJ's resign, what would be the contract? Don't see franchised. I'm assuming he means the tag. The franchise tag, as that would take up too much cap, 2 to 3 years. So we're gonna hold that for now. But I want to let you know, Mark, right now, that's a great question, and we're gonna try to circle back to that. That's a great question because, and the only reason why I'm going to circle back is because Mason has something in here that I have never thought of. Maybe you guys are a little bit younger than me, so this might not register with you guys as much as it does with me and Mason. So Steve Young, okay, when he was on Tampa, was a bust. Couldn't do nothing. Played on a horrible team. Gets out to San Francisco and slowly just starts to take off. And of course, John Taylor, Jerry Rice, that whole thing, right? But so I want to put this up here so people can entertain this. And no one has to get off the wall crazy, okay? We're not calling Jones a potential Hall of Famer. But I want to put this up here, Mason, because I really think it's a pretty cool point. It says, I'm all in on him. Steve Young 2.0. Remember how badly the Niners were killed for that trade? He was almost cut by then. Poof. It's very true that there is a little bit of trajectory where Jones is on a bad team, but has legs he's got an arm, very similar gunslinger type style, right? As Young used to throw while running. He used to take chances all the time. There's a little bit in there. There's a little bit in there that I can say, you know what? I can see some similarities between those guys. And if the team gets better, there could be a consistent rise. Not Hall of Fame worthy yet because we don't know. But the people in the 80s were saying the same thing about Steve Young. He's a bust. Tampa sucks. He's the reason why. He doesn't elevate anybody's game. So I just wanted to call that out to Mason because I think that's a super cool point that if the team keeps getting better, maybe Jones gets better too. Right?
Yeah, it's not a shocker even with Steve Young. He got better with a better team around him, better coaching around him. Daniel Jones, better team, better coaching. He looks better. Now, if he still looked bad, there you would go. But I'm with you. I'm not all of a sudden putting a gold jacket on the guy. I'm just saying in the same concept, could he turn the corner, flourish, have a better career? It's only 6 weeks, but it's looking better. That's for sure.
I think it's definitely plausible. I feel like he's proven that he's, look, he's much better than Tyrod Taylor. He's not a bridge quarterback in any means. Like, he is better than that, So then the difficult thing is what Mark said, and we'll get to that when you want to, Craig. But, yeah, contract talks, that's definitely going to be – it's still up in the air. Don't get me wrong, but, that's going to be a serious discussion.
So Mark's question was great about how much we're going to pay the quarterbacks. And
pull it back up because he had some stats in there that's worth considering.
Yep. Now, again, I'm giving out gear tonight to the best question. Look at Jim Green just rolling in with this one. Ready? Real talk. Who's the best team in the great state of New York?
That was a good question. I saw that. That was a good question.
That is a stellar question right now. All right. So at the end of the show,
right now.
Yep. At the end of the show, we're going to have to make a vote between the three of us on that because that is
there's the best question right there. Somebody named Nikki just had a question. That is pretty good. Put that one up. That's a good question, Nikki. I like that.
Tate Crowder sucks. Tate Crowder sucked when they drafted him. Tate Crowder sucked in year 1. Tate Crowder sucked in year 2. Tate Crowder still sucks now. Now, he's probably a great guy. They say he's a great locker room guy. And I'm only saying that.
It's fine, Craig. We're good.
That's how you really feel.
Nah, I'm only having fun with you. He doesn't suck. He's just not an everyday down lineman. Yeah. And you know what? I applaud a guy who's Mr. Irrelevant and has a kick-ass career, 4 years running for Mr. Irrelevant. And I've always heard great things about him in the locker room, stuff like that. I just don't think in today's NFL.
Put a real cold G's comment right after Nikki's.
He's renting a moving van for Crowder.
Jesus,
hey, people
are ruthless, man.
You know what though?
Fans,
I appreciate the fact there's some people with some personality in the room tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. James Green asked a good question though. He always does.
All right. So my man Rock Adams got a pretty good question too. Wait, I just lost it. All right. Here's another good question, guys. It's not Giants related, but it's Dable related, so it counts. What was Josh Allen before Dave's got there? It's a good question.
Let me ask a part 2 for that. What was Josh Allen before Stephon Diggs got there?
Yeah. And that might actually be the answer to Rock's question. You know what I mean? Like, so we're getting some good questions. So everybody definitely wants to win some gear today. So we're going to have to vote on that. Let's keep rolling through, guys. And guys, thank you. You guys are awesome tonight. You're completely rocking it. Let's talk about, and I'm not even going to give you my rant and rave because
Brad's got a good question.
All right. Hang on. Hold the show. Where's Brad?
8:31 mark.
I got it. How did the G-Men not re-sign Saquon, but investing money in an RB position hasn't shown to work? Tough conundrum for the front office to figure out. All right.
Now here's my answer. Can I say it real quick?
Yeah.
The running back position doesn't offer that much value to a team. Saquon offers a lot of value to a team. Just remember that, guys.
There you go.
Because he's not just a running back. And by the way, Brad, I see you every Sunday, so you can keep all these great questions coming. I'll always hook up a brother, from another mother at my tailgate, or our tailgate, I should say. Real Cold wants. He's got it. Oh, the questions are rolling in. How you guys feeling about Evan Neal's progression? Okay, perfect. Great. Yeah, all great question. He's crushing.
It's like a calculus chart, man. It's just taking off. I'm loving to see it.
All right, let's do this, guys. Signed and released.
Are you sad, Craig, about the release part? Your boy. They got rid of your boy.
I am. All right, so this segment, gentlemen, is called Signed and Released. I'm going to go through who got signed and released, and you guys tell me what your thoughts are. So, of course, we know Marcus Johnson was signed from the practice squad to the 54. A little background on Johnson, and that, of course, he was basically last week into this week, but he was officially signed today. I guess maybe he actually signed his contract. So here's the cool thing about Johnson. He was with our wide receiver coach, Mike Groh, in Philly and Indianapolis. So he wasn't tossed a bone. Mike Groh already knew about Marcus Johnson. He's got a relationship with him. He knew him. So it was more of a comfort thing. Check this out, guys. 6'1", 204. Ready? Runs a 4.39 40-yard dash. So for a big dude, he flies.
And he gets open. Pay attention. He had that drop in the end zone, which I was like, oh, come on, man. You gotta catch that one. That was his one, but he's basically taking Sills snaps. If you look at the trajectory, David Sills, you're seeing less and less of David Sills now. A lot less of David Sills.
I'll give Sills a shout out. What an amazing crackback block he had this weekend to spring the run to the left side outside the D gap. It was for a guy you don't see as a bruising blocker.
Yeah.
He cracked back the DN, which had to outweigh him by 75 pounds.
Easily.
It's cool that guys, aren't divas and they're doing what's asked of them. So if Marcus Johnson takes the snaps away, Sills is still happy to be on the team and still working, which is super cool. My boy Austin Allen, the tight end, was definitely cut. Was cut today. To make room for an additional tight end that they brought in. I don't know.
Lawrence Cager, right?
Correct. Now, I don't know much about him. You guys familiar with him?
Not at all.
He's got a little bit more receiving capability from what I understand. So, I'm sure maybe they're looking at him. He's not a perfect tight end. Obviously, he got cut, but, looking possibly to work him in a little bit more with some passing routes.
And he came from
New York.
Jets.
He did 2 stitches. Yes, he did one.
Adam in the comments has a comment about him. Said it's a sneaky good signing to athletic tight end over here.
Good stuff.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh, I see it. Yeah. Kagger was a sneaky. Let me pop that up on there.
Is it Kagger or is it Cager? I really don't know.
I don't know, but it's a cool last name. I like
It's cool
Cager.
no matter what. You're
I like
right.
Cager better. It's cool regardless. I'll go with Cager just because it sounds good.
And
Yeah,
remember,
exactly.
good Giants players have cool last names. People with names like Guy Wimper, like it's not going to happen.
Yeah, great point. So there was that signing. So Johnson's on. The tight end is on. Austin Allen is out. And I was saying, Zane, with Spartan before the show, we were worried about the defensive backs, and these young kids like McLeod and these guys have come to play, and it's impressive.
Okay.
And I was wondering, like, do you think they're going to sign any more DBs? Because it still seems to be a weak spot, but they're not really having they're balling.
So let's talk about Adoree Jackson, who I've been talking about since last season and saying he's been underratedly good. He's had a couple hiccups this season for like a game or two, but for the most part, he's a solid B+. I think he's doing great as your number one. Fully knowing he's your number one, he's not getting crushed at all, even remotely. And he's playing much better in the run game. So I'm happy with Adoree. Talk about a little bit of a renaissance here, or I didn't see this coming, and I talked about this. Fabian Moreau. He got beat for the touchdown, which was a tough one. I mean, Mark Andrews was just making us his children for most of the game, but he gave up that tough one. Aside from that, Fabian Moreau has been excellent,
and he was also officially signed today too.
Yeah, and he's been excellent. He's a fast, big guy, right? He had the full 16 starts with Atlanta, I think, last year, and he was bad, but so was all of Atlanta. So maybe that was more of a I'm bad, everyone's bad scenario, but he's been excellent. I think he should be the number 2 going forward, period. Unless he gets hurt or something. He's been absolutely excellent. And then hopefully Flott comes back. Flott's been so good. He just needs to work on the tackling. He's small, but his read and reaction for Flott has been so unbelievably good. Every time right?
Yeah.
All right. So this is unbelievable.
So let's segue there for a second about rookie class. So Patel wants himself some rush gear because look at this question. This one's loaded at every angle.
Yes, that's the one I was going to tell you about. Piyush, that's the one, man.
Yeah, Patel's coming in strong and hot.
Yeah.
So that's going to be one we're going to have to chew up too.
Hey,
awesome.
Hey, Piyush, I got your answer. Not a goddamn thing. That's what it changes.
I will say that. Yes, the draft class is looking brighter and brighter this year because these guys, are just, playing above their heads. And as I said to Spartan earlier, Zane, is they're all buying in and they're all having fun. If we still had Jack Rabbit and DRC, as much as we love those guys, I don't think those.
DRC. I talk to DRC like every other day. He's mad chill. I'm gonna get him on the show one day. He's a really busy guy, but I'm gonna get him.
Craig
was just gonna compliment him. Craig, go ahead with your compliments.
Like DRC was the last cornerback we had that made the Pro Bowl. Like we're big fans, but those guys are set in their ways. I don't know if they would buy in if Jack Rabbit and DRC would buy in like these young cats are. These young cats are like flying around and making plays, and like we're doing the signed and released segment, and I'm like, normally I'd be like, we need to sign a cornerback who's out there, and these guys are just balling. I'm not really sure if we need to stack the deck there.
Following up on what Peter said, right? Okay, Gettleman, let's say he's right on Jones, right? Let's just say he was right. Well, he was also responsible for hiring the coaching staff. So is he also not somewhat responsible for the development of said player you chose? Right? There's got to be a link there. Like Sarah said, coaching matters. So had he hired the right development, and we got this earlier, he's probably still holding on to that job, which I'm glad he's not, FYI.
100%. All right, let's move on a little bit of fun because I want to draw this to some people's attention who live in the state of New Jersey like I do. Wanted to bring this to your attention. Our knucklehead governor sent out a tweet today congratulating the great play of the Philadelphia Eagles and the Philadelphia Phillies, basically highlighting how exciting it is right now. Well, hey, Governor, Hello. There's other teams that play in New Jersey that won this weekend too, knucklehead. You cannot
Impeach his ass. Just let's just say he's got to be impeached for these comments, Craig. This is unacceptable.
I'm thinking to myself, can he be that big of an idiot?
What
people in New Jersey, call your local state congressional person, whatever. I know you don't know who they are, but just see if you can get
time out. What's worse, that or Chris Christie sitting with the Cowboys in the box watching Cowboys games all the time? I mean, which one's worse?
Oh,
well, that was bad. Yeah,
that was like they're both really bad in different ways. Like
Murphy grew up in South Jersey, right? He's a South Jersey kid. Is that what it is?
Which listen, when and I'll tell you, there used to be yes, he is. To answer your question, yes. Yeah. But I'm sorry, you're still representing the state of New Jersey, and I'm pretty sure we don't even have to talk about the Yankees. The Giants play in New Jersey, and he congratulates the Phillies. The Phillies don't play in New Jersey.
No.
The Eagles don't play in New Jersey. The Giants do. Guy is a tool bag for even going out of his way to congratulate two Philadelphia teams and saying nothing about the Yankees or the Giants.
I'm going to go tweet him after this. Don't worry, Craig. I'm on it.
We're going to protest. Everybody's holding picket signs. We cannot live in a state where somebody's saying congratulatory messages to the Philadelphia Eagles when you're the governor of New Jersey.
Yeah. Well, at least congratulate all the teams that play in the region.
And then you congratulate your teams first. Then
that's right. That's right. You know what the worst ever was? The worst thing I've ever seen New York do for a team that they just shouldn't have? When they lit up the
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
I get pissed still thinking about it.
That's because all you got. It's all because all these you millennials and you Generation Z. You don't want to offend anybody.
I'm a millennial. I don't give a crap about that stuff. You think I'd ever light something up for another team from another state and another?
Well, you're old school. That's why.
I was born in the 80s. I'm an older millennial.
That's right. Yeah. New York is a world city. That doesn't mean we get to celebrate like everybody. I mean, let's be real here. Not in these circumstances.
Well, that's as political as we get here on the Giants, guys. Let's move on to and the comments are coming in.
Highlight Nikki's comment.
All right, throwing it up. I live in the same town as the governor, and I will head over to his house and tell him he's a disgrace for raising the youth. Sweetheart, if you do that, I will drive you there. That is awesome. That is go
to the next comment. Go to the next comment there.
He's from Massachusetts. That's gangster. That's right, real cold. She is gangster. I love it. Look, all I'm saying is this. The only team that plays in New Jersey, the state that he governs, is the New York Giants. The Phillies aren't, and the Eagles aren't even in New Jersey.
I mean, I guess the Jets.
We show love to the Jets. We got no problem. 4-2.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
To their fan base. I'm happy for them.
By the way, circles back to that great question on who's the best team in the state of New York, which we'll have to get to.
The best team in the entire universe is the New York Giants. Next question.
By the way, just to give our sponsor a great plug, Tuto says, don't forget to mention about our sponsor. Listen, this is why I love Tuto, because you hear what it says? It says, don't forget to mention about our sponsors.
Tuto's family, bro. Tuto's family. That's all it is.
And I love it, dude. Like he is literally like the fifth member of the show.
Yeah, bring his comment back up. I want everyone to pay attention. Look at Tuto's photo. That's him.
That's because of Astroflav.
That's because of Astroflav. That's how jacked he is off of Astroflav.
It's all true, by the way. It's all true. What's up, Brian? Thanks for checking in. I see Brian.
You know what, Brian? I'm so sorry. Brian tweeted me a very good question that I said was good for tonight's show. I already had.
Tell him to type it in.
Well, even if he doesn't, I'm gonna just read it out loud right now. So Brian's question was, how can it be that every major team power ranking has the Giants among the top teams in the league, yet booking sites have the Giants as 4-point underdogs to the 2-4 Jacksonville Jaguars? Great question.
It is a good question, and it's definitely has to do with what they feel people are going to bet on this weekend, right? I mean, like they need 50% Jags, they need 50% Giants to make money. So they're definitely trying to push people.
I don't think it's that. I think it's matchups. One, Trevor Lawrence is doing really well. Their defense is underrated, and they do put up points. They just can't put it together right now. So I think they're an underrated team.
Yeah, but he didn't. But he said the gambling sites. The gambling sites are just purely trying to push the market. He didn't say sports sites. He said the gambling sites.
He didn't say that. I am saying the gambling sites.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying the gambling sites.
So I believe it was some bookings. I'm pretty sure across the board the lines are with the Jags as favorites.
Every single one of them.
It's a trap game, as my dad used to say. It's a trap game. All right, guys, let's talk defense. Spartan, what did you think about the Wink reunion? Was it all you were expecting? Was there anything that stood out to you that, yeah, exactly. And by the way, I will give 100% kudos to Zane for this, because when the minute that Wink got hired, he's like, I'm just going to use this emoji for the rest of the year. So I got to give him credit. That was all him. So you should all now use the winking emoji.
Wink. That's it. We don't even say his name.
Don't even say his name. Yep, just use it. Spartan, give me some defense to talk. What are you most impressed with this past weekend, or was it just another day at the office?
Well, there were two drives there in the third quarter where they were getting torched, and then obviously some long runs that they were giving up. So we don't have that defense anymore that we had underneath Patrick Graham, where it's bend don't break. It's a lot of tight, which is great because we get off the field a lot earlier in a lot of situations. But then there's just certain plays that break down, unfortunately, and there's not a guy back there to tackle. Now, I will say on that one run,
which one?
And we only had 10 defenders on the one play. It was just a clean through the right.
The Kenyon Drake touchdown run. It was a touchdown run.
Yeah, Kenyon Drake touchdown. There are only 10 guys on the field. So let's just make sure the Giants clean that up, because that's very critical. Odds are that play doesn't even happen. But yeah, no, I will say the Giants' ability to take an offense from, that's led by Lamar Jackson. You got Mark Andrews there having a great year. And don't get me wrong, they gave a lot of yards up to Mark Andrews. He could have done whatever he wanted that day. But the Giants were finding ways to stop that offense and causing turnovers, or turnovers later in the game. But, getting stops early enough where they had to punt the ball. And I was extremely impressed by that because we didn't really see that a lot last year. Stopping the team before the 4-yard mark. But
I want to jump on your statement too, because guys, help me work through this. Maybe I'm the only one that saw it, but I just felt like Lamar Jackson looked like a punk. He looked like he was giving up, things weren't working out for him. His body language was crappy. I just expected more out of him. He did not show me that he was the gamer that he has been in the past. He was getting frustrated, and I just didn't get that vibe for him. I'm going to come back. I'm going to get you next play. I'm going to get you next series. I was really disappointed.
Why? Do you know why?
Yeah, there it is. Well, you know what? It could be because he was wearing that enormous freaking winter coat on the sidelines there while it was 60 degrees out in the Meadowlands. I know the kids from Florida, but dude, but that jacket was for an Arctic expedition, man. What the hell was? Did you guys see that?
Yeah. Maybe he was, like you said, maybe he's tired, overheated. I don't know. You could put some stock into that. I'm just making a point. I expected more out of him, and I just thought it looked like he gave up. His body language sucked.
But did you so though? Because even you said the week before or 2 weeks before, whatever, when we were talking about this game, that if you make him one-dimensional, you're not worried about him, and that's what they tried to do. They tried their best to make him one-dimensional, and then he didn't beat you, right? So,
yeah, again, there's a difference between his play is one thing, and his body language and what you see and the way I thought he kind of
his body language is that he was getting smacked around a little bit. That's what was happening. He was getting smacked around a little. We were getting our hands on him, right? It's like any other QB. We were getting to him a little bit, and that changes that body language, right? That fumble snap wasn't a coincidence. How many false starts did the defensive line create? 4 or 5? They were on it.
They were going, what were they doing on offense? And I don't want to hear that the refs gave the Giants. Some Ravens fan tried saying that. They also got a touchdown with, 3 seconds after the clock ran out to 0.
Yeah.
All right,
real quick, I will say this too. He's probably a little frustrated. He was frustrated they would get to the for all the yards they were getting, they only came in with 20 points. I'm stealing
438 yards. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. 2 touchdowns, 430. One touchdown, you had 10 people. The second touchdown, the clock had expired for at least 3 seconds. At least.
Meanwhile, the Giants get 6 yards a game and they get 3 touchdowns. They can make sense. I don't know.
And Mark, who's always got, the stat when we're looking for it, converted only 1 of 3 in the red zone and had a missed field goal. The Giants were efficient, converted 3 or 4 in the red zone. All true. Again, I just thought maybe it's just me. I just thought he had really crappy body language, and his team is looking at him as the leader, and they're like, "Oh, this guy's gonna pout." He looked like he was pouting, and I didn't expect that out of him,
Well, you got to think it's also a combination of frustration with the game, but he's also probably frustrated with what's going on at Baltimore. Like he might not be coming back. It's his prove-it year.
He's coming back. Yeah, he might just not get that deal. He might catch a crazy franchise tag. They might not give him the long term.
Maybe he needs an agent and let he's not a lawyer. Maybe you should let the people who know what they're doing work, do it.
He doesn't have an agent? He has an agent, doesn't he?
No.
He sold. Somebody's got it.
He's negotiating his own contract.
Is it? 100%.
Yeah. Why would I lie to you?
You just got the Evan Neal stat wrong earlier. That's why, damn it.
Oh, thanks for backing me up, Mike. Appreciate it. That's why, Craig.
That's like Zane's new signature move.
My new signatures.
All right, guys, let's do this. Give me your defensive game ball. One guy that you got to give the ball to.
I don't care. I'm going with Thibodeau. I don't care who it is. I'm going with Thibodeau. I don't care.
Okay.
That's my guy. I'm going Kayvon Thibodeau. He's a closer. Guess what? He closed. Multiple pressures. He's getting comfortable now. The game is being adjusted to. He's healthy. He's going to start cracking on people. I don't care about the sack numbers. He's getting there consistently.
So,
side note, also, Julian Love's been crazy this year.
Well, you only get one game ball. Don't jump the gun to get one game ball.
Dexter Lawrence shouts you out. Everybody gets one. You get a game ball. You get a game ball. You get a game ball.
Zane's on fire today. Yeah, I watched Nick is always dropping in these segments where you can watch every single rush or every single snap from a player.
Nick.
Yeah, it's really we've had Nick on before. He's really good.
Filato. Yeah, shout out to Nick Filato. I love his work. He's great.
Yeah, Nick does a great job. He's a friend of the program. Him and Dan are partners. They do a great job. And I watched the Thibodeau, rushes, and the game is starting to slow down from a little bit. He's using his hands better. He's getting, used to stabbing guys. If he can work an inside move, he's going to be deadly, right? Because right now he's doing a lot of power rushes, but he's definitely, he's stabbing and he's swimming and he's definitely starting to feel what it takes to be a pro outside linebacker defensive end. He's, basically right around the ball. He's right there. He's a step away. He's jumping up, trying to knock balls down because he had a deflection last week. And then, of course, when the game's on the line,
closes
and makes the play. So that's a great pick for your defensive ball. Spartan, who's your defensive ball?
His bend looks so much better than I thought it would.
Yeah, agreed.
It looks way better.
Agreed. Actually, he's a lot leaner than I thought too. So he can get that lean. Spartan defensive ball.
Kayvon, man, I'm sorry. When he came up with that big play at the end, you could just see the turning corner where it's like he's going to be that elite player that's going to come up big and make big game time plays for us.
My game ball is Julian Love.
That's fair. Those are really your two guys, so that's multiply fair.
Yeah, I think this is Love's best game of his career, knocking balls down, intercepting balls, yards after the pick, coming up with open field tackles. I just really love his game. I mean, again, I've always said I'm a closet Notre Dame fan. I've always liked the kid, but I think he's starting to buy into this program too. And I think that Wink really sees a lot in him. He's a captain, right? And he's earning the respect of the NFL because he's making plays. It's not like he's like listen, you can definitely get in McKinney's shadow and get stuck there because that cat can ball. But they're both playing at a really high level. And in fact, I would have to say even Love right now is playing above what anybody thought he could do because it's not just the interception or the yards after the interception. He knocked a bunch of balls down. He's coming up with open field tackles.
He saved a touchdown. He broke one up in the end zone. So
great break up in the end zone. So
Rick, real quick, can I make an honorable mention too? Because he deserves to get a shout out. Dexter Lawrence, just another unbelievable game. Getting the pressure.
Another one in the conversation. He's in
Dexter Lawrence's best year by far. I'll even eat crow. I was I don't know why we need another captain. He's earned every right of it.
He's having a great year. I was gonna say, how convenient! It's contract year.
I mean, it is contract, but I'm just gonna say the same thing I said in the offseason. once you brought in Wink and you have an attacking defense, I told you he was going to flourish because that's his best tool. Is the fact that he's not only very strong, he's got some moves to get to the quarterback. He can get around you, he can get through you. He's smart. But again, he was used as this, standard traditional, I just wanted you to play the run. And okay, he was fine. It's not like he was bad against it.
He's got very quick feet. He's got very quick hands. Sees the field well. And as Leo gets, now again, you're never really healthy during an NFL season, but as Leo gets back into it, if Ojulari, because there's some talk that Ojulari might be available this year. I don't know, guys. It could really be fun to watch these guys play for the next couple of years. With the amount of bend, flex, strong hands, fast. Like there's something for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, it definitely reminds me of when they had Tuck and Strahan, and then there was like that fast speed rusher with OC, and then you had Tolfson with the motor. Like, these guys have a lot going for them. It's going to be fun to watch them. Spartan offense.
Sorry, Dexter Lawrence definitely needs to be in the All-Pro conversation.
100%. 100%.
Aaron Rodgers agrees.
Yes. Aaron Rodgers' quote last week was that he's underrated and definitely one of the best in the games, and his offensive line.
First off, I just want to go on the record. I don't like Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a tool. His name is Dexter Lawrence, not number 97, you douche monkey. Say his name. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, I'm assuming that maybe the McAfee show maybe told him not to promote him. Who knows?
No, it's not a promotion. The McAfee show's like wide open. This is just Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, good to say his name, but this is me giving him credit. That 97's pretty good. I'm a douche, but 97's pretty good.
Fair enough. I like to take Spartan offensive game ball.
I'm actually it's a bit of a wild card here, but Bellinger. I just saw there's two words that are coming to my mind when I'm watching him play: available and reliable. The dude's catching everything that comes in his area, right? He had that one drop in the preseason. I was a little worried for him. Dude's coming together just fine and is being a very dependable tight end. And that's what we like to see. Not only because he came on our show in the spring, for any of you fans out there that want to watch our interview, believe me, nobody else has a longer interview with Bellinger than we do. So go ahead and check that out.
And it's a great interview. It's a really good one.
Fantastic. He's a great guy too. But, again, reception in the end zone, converting on third downs. This is something that we haven't seen from a tight end in a very long time. At least 5 years.
Me and Craig had jumped on that tweet today. Somebody was saying that, he's really not a superstar yet. Yeah, okay. You remember that tweet, right? I was like, okay, fine. He's not a superstar, but look what he's being asked to do. He's not a rookie. Not only a rookie, they're not asking him to just go out and beat man coverage and just be open. The comment was about Greg Dulcich getting wide open, scoring a touchdown from Russell, right? That's what it was? That's what kicked off.
Yeah, he said that Bellinger's not beating anybody one-on-one. And I'm like, he's not asked to beat anybody one-on-one.
That's not the game plan here. They're keeping him in 2-block, chip, release, and he's still finding himself available. So
this is the security blanket we've needed for 10 years. This is Jake Ballard. This is, he's got the ability to be Kevin Boss. For all those names, Craig, he's 2.0 because his athletic profile is so much better than those other guys. 100%. Yeah, great point.
Athletically up there.
Yep, great point. I mean, the guy can block, the guy can catch, the guy can run. He just, comes with, limited experience in San Diego State of them not throwing him the ball. Doesn't mean he can't do it. And they're not asking him to. Kafka is slowly it's kind of like when you bring your dog to the park. You give him a treat and off he goes, and you give him another treat and off he goes, and then he brings the ball back. Like he's slowly feeding, Bellinger until he gets comfortable in, everything. First it was blocking, then it was chipping, and then it was chipping and releasing, and then now he's in a pattern, then he's in motion. Like, they're giving him more because this guy was with Kelsey for 3 years. So, we've got to and you're right, Zane. We both jumped on it because this guy was complaining just to complain.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't find that fair whatsoever because if you're going to make that statement, then please put it into context of, what Dulcich is being asked to do, whereas what Bellinger is being asked to do in the system. They're using him primarily to block. Everything else is an added bonus. But now the rest of the league is trying to see that he can catch.
And Rock's got a good point that he's got a high football IQ. Like this guy understands the game, what's being asked of him, and look, and to Zane's point, this conversation we were having on Twitter today was like, he's scoring touchdowns. You know what I mean? He's on pace to have 6 touchdowns and 400 yards. Like, that's fantastic for a rookie. And by the way, just so you guys know, I already did the research weeks ago that when you look at Kelsey and you look at Kittle and you look at Waller and you look at these guys, they don't have great rookie years because they come in and they block, they catch a ball or two. Like, this guy is doing fantastic. And Jones literally said, and I don't have the quote, but I'm going to paraphrase him, is that Bellinger gets open. He knows when to sit down in space. He knows how to get open. He knows exactly, where to position his body, for certain blocks. And that is high IQ, Rock. And that, thank you for bringing that up. Like, that's what you're looking for in a guy. And then when they ask him to beat somebody one-on-one, if that ever comes, like, great. That's icing on the cake.
You know what? He can. He actually can. Again, athletically, and we've seen him run routes. He'll do fine. And Real Cold G just nailed it. I mean, Real Cold G, put up that last take. Not that one, the last take he just had right underneath. Right? What are we talking about here? Look at the upgrade. Look at the upgrade in the
Evan Ingram was an athlete. He wasn't a ball player.
Which brings me to Zane, your offensive game ball. Give it to me.
Ooh, so many. I'm just going to stick with Saquon right now. Grind it out. It wasn't pretty. Still got almost close to 100 all-purpose yards. Still got that touchdown. Made that smart, heady play to slide, even though you're on my fantasy team, you jerk, and you cost me 6 points. But that's okay. I'm not mad about it. I've moved on. I won my match. But just, again, wherewithal, being the team player, being very smart, sacrificing your own stats. And, again, it wasn't pretty for him. I think he averaged under 4 yards a carry, but kept grinding with the run. A little bit in the pass and got it done. And then he, did a little Superman Jordan into the end zone, got his TD. So I'm going to keep rocking with him, man. Still leads the league in scrimmage. So I'm with it.
So I tweeted this out today. I'm scrolling through my stuff to see if I can find the exact number because I don't want to mess the number up. But, here it is. So Saquon Barkley in 2021 through 13 games had 593 rushing yards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Through 6 games of 2020, he's already at 616 yards. And I don't want to jinx the guy, but the guy is balling.
Yep.
Okay. He is running with his pads low. He is hitting the hole. He is having fun. And he's putting all the naysayers behind him. And listen, I still think he's good for this team. I still think he's the face of the franchise. And regardless, yes, Spartan had, brought up the point, that people are talking about running backs and money. He's not a running back. He's an all-class athlete that can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can throw it when necessary. He's improved on his blocking. Not great, but improved his blocking. And he's literally changed the way he runs the ball.
Bring up Two Toes comment. Someone bring up Two Toes comment.
Let's
go, Craig.
Come on.
Show him.
All right. Is that good?
Just let it flow, baby.
I don't know.
Let it flow back, man.
All right, there.
Look at all that luscious hair.
Are you weirdos? So yes. Look, I think that's a great pick. I got to go with Thomas for my game ball because of the consistency is just out of control for that guy. He has been through so much crap, so many coaches, so many people saying, Wirfs was better and this guy was better. Like, he has just locked it up. Show that soul glow. You people are so much fun today. Where are you guys normally? You guys are a ton of fun today. You guys all have to come back each week. You guys are a blast. So that's my game ball.
Great call on that. Louis Riddick semi-apologized today. Or was it yesterday or today? He semi-apologized on Andrew Thomas. Maybe rushing in too quickly on judgment. And maybe coaching was what he needed. But he's been killing this since last season.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's wrap this up with a little bit of Jags talk. and then we can pick our question of the day. Jack, let's make it quick, gentlemen. Give me Spartan Jags. Where are you with the Jags? Do you see this? We're coming in as an underdog, which is cool by me, because guess what? When the Giants are underdogs, we roll. So I'm cool with that. Where are you in this whole, hey, we can't stop the run, they're going to run the ball, and that Trevor Lawrence is now, he's Tom Brady. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, look, I mean, they're a 2-4 team. They definitely don't have that edge the Giants do in terms of, they're finding ways to win. The 2 wins they did have were dominant. So, be aware that, on a good day, the Jaguars can play some pretty good football. And what's critical for the Giants, and I don't think it'll happen because I don't think they will allow it, but it's tough, mentally to assure that you're not going in that direction. The Giants can't sleep on the Jaguars.
Yep.
I feel like, you go to London to play Green Bay, you get in a mindset of like, we're playing Aaron Rodgers. This is a big deal. We've got to get into it. Home game against the Ravens, all blue. You're playing Lamar. It's the same field. Going down to Jacksonville, you kind of lose that, like, we're really in this. We're playing real man football kind of thing mentally. And I think it is easy for the Giants to slip a little bit. You can't afford mistakes. The Giants can't afford to make any mistakes. And they really got to capitalize on every opportunity they have. But there's no reason the Giants should be, in my opinion, a 2.5-point underdog. I know if you run the numbers or whatever, the stats that Vegas is going to run, they're going to say, well, this many yards here, this many stops here. Jaguars should win. And really, 2.5 points to the home team, that means that it's ultimately even, but they're going to give to the home team.
The home team gets the field goal, right? Yeah. The home team gets the field goal at that point.
Exactly. So that's the thought process there. But look, I don't even think the Giants can just beat the Jaguars. They could beat the brakes off the Jaguars on a good day. Get some points up in that game early. Let's see what they're made of. Let's see what they can do against a crappy team. We've seen what they could do against a good team, so I want to see what can happen this week.
Zane, give it to me, and then we got to pick a question.
I'm kind of the same place. I think it's a much tougher game than people are making it out to be. I'm not sleeping on these guys here. The Jags are a good team. They have a decent defense. I don't think they're trash at all.
They almost lost the Eagles. I mean, they had a tough day the Eagles had a tough game early on.
Yeah. So I mean, it's one of those things where it can just come to matchups, and where is Jackson really good? Running the ball. Where are we struggling?
Run defense.
So it's that same scenario that once they get to that 20 and 30 and we want to tighten up, and now the passing game comes in, are we going to have to keep playing this thing where you have to keep stopping people in that red zone, or can we actually keep them from getting there by stopping the run kind of early? So James Robinson's good. Travis Etienne is healthy. He's playing well. So it's going to be run heavy. And again, Trevor Lawrence is right there with Daniel Jones in the QBR world. So they're almost like 1-to-1 right now with how they're playing. So if those are kind of starting to match up, and again, I'm putting it on Wink, right? I trust Wink right now. I'm going to trust Wink what they're going to do defensively. And
do the Wink.
So sexy too, man. It's almost like the kid takes the hat off. I'm trying to figure out what's what's more attractive over here.
I can't beat the hat thing. But here's a couple things I like about our defense. Yeah, go on.
I was gonna put it in a bow with. I like everything you're saying especially about the run defense and how they run the ball. I am hoping, like I'm like literally crossing my fingers that Ojulari comes back and makes a difference. You know what I mean? Like I think they'll play a different style of defense if they have, pass rush coming from Tibbs and Ojulari and Ward, who just, believe it or not, how is that guy like the unsung hero of the defense right now?
What a great free agent signing, man.
Right?
Hattie's been amazing.
Like he's like I mean, this kid just loves ball, and he seems like a fun dude. Like when you see him in the locker room, so it's super, super cool. I do want to mention that Jake Fromm did sign, by the way, with the Commanders, just to throw that out there, which makes me laugh even harder than what's about the Commanders. All right, guys.
Last thing I'll say about our defense,
go for it.
I hope we continue this trend is we are tied for second in the league in the most forced fumbles. We've recovered the most fumbles in the league. So if we kind of stick on that trend, at least defensively, we're creating these turnovers. Hit them hard.
All right, guys, question time. Who are we giving the swag at to? Because, again, compliments to Crypto Freeze. I ordered a bunch of hoodies and a bunch of sweatshirts with our kick-ass NY Giants Rush logo on it. So these are the ones that are in the running for me. You guys let me know. It started off with Mark talking about the quarterbacks, right? I'm trying to see if I can find it because there's been
It's a funny question about Daniel Jones.
Yeah, it's gotta be Piyush's question about how do you feel about Daniel Jones, or the Gettleman question, which
wait. So not who's the best. Okay, so the other one was who's the best team in New York
from James Green, right?
Yeah, and then there was let's see, and then there was hold on. Who? Wait. Didn't Brian have one? Oh, wait. You read me Brian's.
Yeah.
You read about the betting and the line.
Yeah, the Brian question was about how is it that we're underdogs to the Jags, considering we're top 5 in literally all power rankings, or at least top 10, right?
And then let's see. I'm looking for it. I mean, Spartan, you're already settling in on. Let's see. I believe his base salary $1 million. Then there was the Warband addition. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Who's going to win? Just sneaky opportunity. Robbie Anderson. You guys are talking about a ton of stuff in here. 35 left, cap casualties. Oh, wait, what's this one? Nope. How are we feeling about Evan Neal's progression? That was the one from Real Cold. Yeah, thumbs up. That was a good question. How about, and then there's this one. Does Landon Collins take over for Crowder? Yes, he does.
Hopefully, once he gets acclimated. Yep.
Yeah, yes, he does. And I'll say it for you, Craig. Crowder sucks. Yes, he does. That wasn't a question, but I thought I'd throw that up there anyway. Oh, okay. Oh, this was it here. Brad's question. How did the G-Men not sign Saquon?
That is a very good question.
So that one definitely is really good. Who runs the oh, come on. Ready for this one? Who runs the fastest 40 of the NY Giants crew after shotgunning a beer? All right, I will tell you. I'm going to go with Nails. I'm going to go with Chris because Chris is jacked.
Yeah, but jack guys are always a little bit slower when they move, man.
You think so? He might, but he's compact though. He's not.
Oh, is he compact? Does he have that Sproles body?
Yeah. Yes. Chris has a Darren Sproles body. He's jacked.
Well, Craig. Wait, now I know. I won't give away your age here, but you played wide receiver in college, didn't you?
I played 2 years of slot and 2 years of strong safety. And if I thought about running a 40, I would blow an ACL just thinking about it.
I brought this up with Craig, and he's in denial that if he did it, he'll die, which I just think is an exaggeration a little bit. I'm pretty sure he can manage it.
All right, guys. Now, for the record here, my football experience, I was a very heavy-set offensive lineman in the day. I'm not quite that anymore, but although I may have lost some poundage, I didn't really gain much speed.
All right, well, I don't drink beer, and I'm brown, so genetically speaking, I'm not very athletic.
All right, so the answer to that question.
What about Nicky? We're not even talking about Nicky right now. You think Nicky's going to smoke us all in a race?
Possibly.
No, I'm telling you, Chris.
Honestly, it's probably possible.
See, she already claimed it, so she's already saying she would.
Josh Allen, before Dave's got there, that was a good one. All right, so where's my question, guys? What are you leaning on?
I'm going to go with the Saquon question because I think that's actually a really good question.
Right, so that was Brad's. And then this was James Green said, who's the best team in New York?
And
that was a good one.
Tell you what, are those your two right there? Because I'll be a tiebreaker then.
Mark had the question about the quarterback contract. What are you going to do when the tiers are what they are? So that was also interesting.
I'm looking for it.
That's the one where he said tier 1 is like 40 million, tier 2 is like 30, then there's 15. Where does this guy fall? Mark Thompson's got a timestamp, bro. He said go to 820. This is when I said it.
Yeah, I don't know, Craig. I'll be honest with you. I might have to force that high shipping fee on you as you ship to the Caribbean for Mark. I think his question was good, man. Mark, congrats. You get an $18 T-shirt for $200 of FedEx.
$500 of shipping.
Well, I mean, if I send Mark Thompson a hoodie, he won't need it because it's so nice there.
No,
I don't
yeah,
know.
a
All right, so,
cruising night.
so wait, so we got Thompson about the quarterbacks. We got Brad about the running backs.
I'm gonna go on the Saquon one simply because I consider that a little bit more of a dilemma based on the whole it's a running back contract scenario. I'm gonna lean towards that one. That's mine. I'm going there.
Craig,
Damn.
what was your favorite, Craig?
I actually liked what was the best team in New York. I actually really liked it because it
All right.
made me think about the fact that the Jets
Well,
are
you know what?
the Jets are
You know
playing
what?
good.
Hold on. Nikki actually is voting too, and I should count. She's going with the QB question, so Nikki should count on that one.
Wait, where's Nikki? The QB question was the best.
So she's picking that one. She's part of the squad, man. She gets to say she's here.
So, Spartan, what are you gonna do here?
I got the running back. He's got the
I'm gonna go. Wait a minute for this conversation. I'm gonna go with the running back too.
Oh, we're 2-2 then.
Oh, all right, 2-2. So here's what we need then.
Here's what we need. No, here's what we need. We got 2 winners, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. All right. I can do that.
2 winners. We get Mark. We get
Brad. All right, everybody. Do I pick everyone in the comments?
Vote in the comments. Yeah, there you go. Vote in the comments. What do we got?
In the comments, there's still like 25 of you in the room right now.
Come on, man.
Do I give Mark a shirt and Brad a shirt, or do we pick one? And if so, tell me which one should win. This is right on the screen right now is Mark's question.
Tuto says Mark.
Let
me find Brad's question. Brad, I need a timestamp on your question.
Some dingus named Belt Guy said both.
Yeah, that would be you.
Kick him out.
Oh, wait a minute. The other guy had about what do we think of Gettleman if Jones becomes Steve Young?
Pierce had the hot question on what if Daniel Jones. But that one's still a what if, though. It's still in progress,
Craig,
right?
Tell you what, I'll be the tiebreaker on this one. Both get it.
Both. You're
going to send a $300 FX or FedEx fee to the Caribbean.
$6 shirt. Yep.
And I don't know where Brad lives. Brad, where do you live?
Brad's in Jersey.
So you got to drive.
Craig's going to ride his bike over to drop that off.
You got to walk it to him.
No, he's a North Jersey guy.
That's a good walk. Don't worry about it. You'll get there eventually.
I mean, I can't walk there. You guys can.
I'm trying
don't you guys have Zane, Craig? Aren't you guys so close? You have like little communication cups, like the red Solo cups on strings going through your truck.
Yeah, it's like Stranger Things.
Yeah. Craig, did you see that play, man?
But by the way, I just want to let you guys know. I'm going to preface this that Zane and I and Chris and Nikki are going to be getting together before this season's over at a bar for a beer and something to eat. So
you want to forget about me?
That'll be it for me,
dude. You are in Chicago.
I'm back I'm back next Friday, and I will be in the East Coast.
You said November, but then you threw an October date. You were funky with it.
I got you right here. The dates are this: October 29th,
Halloween,
November. Let me check the calendar. Just through the Sunday after Thanksgiving, whatever date that is.
All right, so he's here for like 3 weeks. So one of those.
Wait a minute, you're here for 3 straight weeks?
4
weeks. So there you go.
How are you pulling that off?
He doesn't have a job.
Nope. Yeah, I'm unemployed. Astroflave sponsorship is just making me live the lifestyle out here, guys.
That's why. Wait. That's why Spartan's getting married. He's got the sugar mama, man.
That's right. I'm gonna be a stay-at-home man, and I don't even have kids. You already know the plan.
All right, here's the deal. Mark and Brad, DM me your
Mark said I can give you a New York address. Now, Mark, this is going right to the Caribbean, baby. Don't you worry about it. Shipping's on Craig. Don't you worry about it.
No, Craig, I'm pretty sure the agreement is I am flying down to the Caribbean to hand deliver it to him for a week.
Hey, if you want, if that's on you, man, I that's fine. I would love to go too.
Craig, I'm unemployed, man. Hook it up.
You're not unemployed. Stop. All right, we're going to be going. If Spartan's in town, all of us are going to be hitting the bar, which in the month of November. And I want you to hear it here from me first. There is a special autograph signing coming up with a New York Giants current player that I will be rolling out very shortly. So I'm teasing you with the fact that in the next 2 weeks, we will maybe making a
just as
large announcement.
It's not me. Just I know a lot of you are probably wondering if I'm going to give out autographs. It's not me.
I can't confirm if it won't be me.
It is an active New York Giants player on the roster right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that comment, sorry, that comment right there from Real Cole.
Yo, hey, yeah, all right. I'm gonna put this up. Real Cole is on fire right now. he is on fire. Ready? Crazy Ev's gonna be popping after that Soul Glow shot.
Craig, I said it since before I joined the show. Craig kind of looks like Joey from Friends a little bit.
I'm way better looking than Joey from Friends.
He got with plenty of women in the show, Craig.
I was kidding. Ha ha, joke.
Oh.
All right, gentlemen. Thanks for everyone in the room. You guys were a blast tonight. I can't thank you guys enough. Brad and Mason, Tudo, Real Cold. I'm going through here. You know, Mark, Nikki,
Mark was here. Everybody.
Rock checked in. Patel checked in.
Mason, man, always appreciate you guys.
Not Patel, it's
Brian.
Dingus. Patel's his last name, Piyush.
Yeah, I know. I always call him Patel.
Oh, that's messed up.
It's kind of like somebody calling.
Yeah, did you ask him that, Craig?
No, I call him what I want to call him, and he's fine with it.
Oh wow.
Power move.
Trying to look out for my brown brethren, you know.
I'm not disrespecting the man. Come on.
All right, Santucci.
Yes,
that doesn't bother me. You can say that all you want. You know, Rock, thank you. Rock checked in. All you guys been great. I'm going to get those guys out. Thanks, Anthony. Appreciate it. Send me your addresses. I will get them out. I will tell you that I ordered them yesterday. They will be in 2 weeks. So you will have them, you know, roughly, 3 to 4 weeks. You will get a present in the mail from the Rush crew.
Listen, Santucky, hold on right there. All right. On November 13th and the 20th are the only real 2 games we could get with Spartan because he's coming during a bye week.
Yeah, I know. It sucks.
So
I'm going to be there for Giants Lions game. We'll see you there.
It's either the Texans or, matter of fact, I can't even do the Lions. Only the Texans game, really, the 13th.
Why can't we do Monday Night Football?
We're not doing the Giants game?
What game's the Monday night game?
You just said he was coming during the bye.
No, he's here for like 4 weeks, though. One of the weeks is the bye.
Guys, we can handle this one offline. We can still talk.
Yeah, that's true. I'm going to wrap up the show. Thanks for checking into another episode of The Giants, guys. You guys absolutely rock. By the way,
subscribe,
please, hit the button, subscribe, pass it, favorite, share it, upload it, download it, YouTube it. If you're an audio guy, it's Spotify, Apple Pods, Amazon Music, all that stuff. The Giants, guys. And you guys were, I don't know about you two guys, but those guys rocked. Like, you guys were great today.
Yo, the comment section was wild tonight, man. I love it.
All right, guys. So everybody, thanks for tuning in. You guys rock. Appreciate you.
Be safe.